Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Michael Alsop, who will fight on Eternal MMA 102 January 31st. Hello, Michael. How are you?
I'm good, man. And yourself?
I'm good, and actually, I'm really impressed by your activity in your fights because actually it will be since October it will be your third fight. So if you can tell me, is it a plan for you to be as active as you are right now, or is it like more of the maybe some kind of short notice opportunity?
Well, I would say that most of my amateur career was sort of back-to-back fights. I racked up a few fights pretty quick in my amateur career, and I've just been blessed as soon as I went pro that I haven't had any injuries, and I've come out of my fights sort of unscathed, and so it just gives me the opportunity to get back in there, get more experience and get more money, and that's that's the aim of the game, I suppose.
And actually, your next opponent, I think that's it's like a step up for you because you finished your previous two opponents. And if you can tell me, are you do you prepare yourself for something bigger, something tougher in this fight against this fighter?
Well, I look, man, I look I look at every opponent as if like they could be a world champion. So I put my most into every camp and every training session, and I always sort of expect that the fight's going to be hard. I never ever think that my opponent's going to be an easy challenge, and I think that's probably what gives me the success that I've had so far is that I don't ever underestimate people because people can get you with anything, and it's all it takes is one shot or one shot to finish a fight. So you can't underestimate anybody. I don't think.
And he actually is a quite good grappler. He's got three wins by submission. And do you train maybe some more of the like grappling defense, so takedown defense, maybe submission defense?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've definitely worked on a few of the chokes that he seems to be able to hit like with ease. Obviously, I mean, he's hit the ninja choke 3 times or however many times. But I've said this like on previous sort of podcasts. He's not just a one-dimensional fighter. Like if you watch the fights leading up to the submissions, he's got good hands and he sets up. He makes people grapple with him with his striking. So I I've had to work all aspects of the fight game before getting up to fighting him. So he's definitely pushed me above and beyond and made me a better fighter in the process, no matter the outcome. So yeah.
And for last year, actually, you won a breakthrough fighter of the year reward. So I think that it's some kind of additional recognition for you because you've got two really good performances. Of course, you will have another fight soon. So do you think that maybe in this year, later this year, you will be like challenging or close to challenging for the title?
I think if I can get another good performance in my next fight, I would definitely be in. If not fighting for the title, I think I would definitely be fighting for the number one contender spot. So that is the goal. Now, obviously, get a win and then see where this win takes me.
And because you are so active, you are like still all the time in training camps since October. You don't have any like breaks.
Yeah, I was actually speaking to my coach about it the other day. I've nearly been consistently in a fight camp. By the end of this one, it will be nearly accumulated to about 30 weeks, nearly a whole year of consistently being in a camp. So like you do your camp, and then you have like a week sort of break leading up to the fight where you just let your body recover and get back to 100% before the fight, and then maybe after the fight you'll have like a week where you celebrate, have a little bit of time off, and then you get back into the gym. Where I uh after my first, like after my pro debut, I didn't have a week off. I was straight back in, and then after my last fight, I did actually get a week off, which was nice. But yeah, I mean, it's nearly about close to 30 weeks of consistently being in a training camp. So it's tiring, but I mean, I'm getting on in age. I'm 30, so I got to sort of get after it while I've got the little bit of youth left that I have on my side.
And actually about like your age, because I checked that you had your amateur debut when you were around 26. And
Yeah, so
at that point, why did you decided to for this sport? Because actually it's of course like quite late, either for making amateur or pro debut.
yeah, well, I if it won't show on anything on the internet, but I actually boxed. Like I had a fair few boxing competition bouts when I was younger than that. So I actually made my combat sport debut when I was 15. And I boxed up until I was about 18, and then I had a break. And then yeah, I started getting back into I actually had a break from boxing altogether, and I started doing jujitsu. And then I ended up getting my blue belt, and then got back into striking, and then from there it was just like, oh well, I'm sort of not bad at grappling now, and I've got the striking pedigree behind me. Like maybe I'll just give it a go at MMA and see how it all sort of unfolds, and then just went a bit better than what I expected to, I suppose. I didn't have any big ambitions or anything, but it was sort of like I was just training hard and putting 100% into it, and then yeah, once I sort of started racking up the wins and I became the number one ranked flyweight in Australia as an amateur, and it was like, well, if I can beat all these guys as an amateur, and I'm still young enough to make a professional debut, I mean, why not? Why not? So, and then here we go. I went and did that, and now it's the same as it always has been. Just see how far I can take it, and try to just enjoy the sport and let it take me where it's going to take me.
And when you were around 15 or 16, and when you box, did you think about like boxing as the career that you may take?
Yeah, that was my initial plan. Um, but life got in the way a little bit, and for whatever reason, I let it distract me and sort of throw me off course. And then it did, and that happens. People lose their way a little bit, which I did. But after growing up and maturing a little bit and having a daughter and stuff, I sort of got back on the right path and sort of just started doing something a bit more productive with my time, I would say.
And also, if I'm correct, your like life partner is also a MMA fighter.
Yeah. Me and her have, yeah, you should do an interview with her. She's cool, man. You'll have a good chat with her too. But she's yeah, she was a good. I mean, she'd be good at whatever sport she did as well. But me and her have been together for it will be nearly 11 years. We're about 1 month off being together for 11 years now. And she had a really successful amateur career as well. She went 6-0 as an amateur, and now she's 1-0 as a professional. And she was also ranked. They sort of they figure it out a little bit differently with the rankings in Australia with the females because there's like few and far between. So she was actually ranked pound for pound number one female in Australia and New Zealand, which is a massive achievement. So yeah, she did. She's doing well, and she has a fight booked for the 21st of February. So she's a little over a month away, about 6 weeks away, 6 weeks, 5 weeks away from her next bout. So I'm excited for that too, man. It's going to be good.
And did you meet because of combat sports?
Nah, we started doing jujitsu together, but no, we met maybe 3 or 4 years before starting jujitsu together. Um, yeah, she was a really good football player, like Australian rules football. So she's always been the sporty type, and I was not so much into sports, but I've always been all right at fighting. So
And of course, you have right now a lot like MMA experience that, and of course also previously boxing. And like from your
Yeah.
perspective, what is like the biggest or the most important quality that a fighter should have?
That's a tough question, man. In it depends on what aspect of it that you're looking at, but for me, one of the most important things would be to, you can't run past the fact of people having a big heart. Like Dan Hooker says, you can't teach tick a man. You either have it or you don't. So I think probably that is probably up there with one of the most important things, being like having a good ticker and having the ability to just keep fighting, and doesn't matter what your opponent sort of throws at you, like just to never give up and keep going. In terms of a skill set, I would say that Muay Thai or boxing is probably up there for your striking pedigree. Like I think you should, most guys who've had like successful careers are usually pretty decent at either Muay Thai or boxing. But then on the other hand, you've got like your great grapplers like Khabib, Islam, and uh, I mean, there's been champions of every discipline in MMA. So I don't think that any part of mixed martial arts might be more important than one another, because I think they all have the ability to make world champions. But I would say that the ability to mix them all together may be one of the most important things. And having a coach who has the ability to mix all the disciplines together makes a big deal too. Like my coach, he's great at mixing together, like, from striking into wrestling, and from wrestling to jiu-jitsu, and then the opposite way around, from the ground back up. So I think all those things are important, man.
And if you can tell me more about the gym that you are training in, and do you have fighters like you, the good prospects, either like on an amateur level or even like early pro?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'll start with probably our two highest level guys. So we have the eternal lightweight champion, which is Harry Webb. He is 5-0 as a professional fighter. I think he, I think his record stands as a professional fighter. He's 5-0 with uh he must have at least three finishes. I know he's definitely got three finishes, but maybe four. And then we also have our other guy, Luke Daly. He is also in the lightweight division, and if to be honest, if our if his teammate wasn't a champion, he probably would be. I think he's got. I think he got the first Twister submission in all of Eternal MMA, so that was pretty ambitious, and I mean that was cool, man. Like you don't see that every day. And then obviously you've got my partner Winona. Yeah, like I said, she was pound for pound number one female as an amateur, and now 1-0 as a professional. And I think she may be ranked 10th or ninth in Australia right now as a professional. You've also then got one of my other close friends, Bailey. He is 4-1 as an amateur. Um, we've also got Johnny Boy, John Azwa. He is 2-0 as a pro, and he made his debut and then backed it up 6 weeks later and got another win. So that was pretty cool. And then we've also got Jack Quinlan, and he is 1-1 as in MMA, and then he also has a win in kickboxing. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of exciting talent at Infinite MMA, man. And we're definitely a gym to keep an eye on.
And I think that overall, like MMA in Australia is a really, really big thing. And I remember, like over 10 years ago, it wasn't much of the not many fighters from the region. And right now, you can like look any division, and they have like rank fighters like close to being a champion. So, and of course, some legends too.
Yeah, that's it. I think Australia itself may have like top contenders in nearly every weight division now. I would say, you've got like in the flyweight division, you would have Steve Erceg. I'm not sure about the bantamweight division, but featherweight division, you got Jack Jenkins. He's making a name for himself. Um, lightweight, we got Quillan Salkilled. Welterweight, who we got in welterweight? John O'Micallef's in the welterweight. And obviously a featherweight goat, Volkanovski, the champ. And then who else have we got? Light heavyweight, maybe Jimmy Crute might be light heavyweight, and then you got your Tai Tuivasa at heavyweight. So we got Australia's got a good bunch of guys up there, and representing the country well. Oh, and you've also got Robert Whitaker, previous past champion. He's actually one of my favorite fighters. He's a great fighter. So yeah, if, if he hears this, that'd be cool. But yeah, I think Australia's definitely definitely not just put their foot in the door, but broken it down with the MMA scene.
Yes, and Robert Whittaker, when he beat Yoel Romero, it was kind of crazy because it was he had some problems in the fight, but in the end he won, and Romero was like prime Romero.
Yeah, and Romero's like, I don't want to fight Romero. He's a scary dude, man. And he's what is he now? He's like 43 or 44 and he's still fighting.
No, actually, I think that he's older. He's like 48 or something around it, so it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, he's getting on and he's still knocking people out.
And outside of fighting, when of course right now you are quite busy with your training camps, but when you have a little bit more free time, do you like to do some other things, some other like sport activities, or you prefer to do something else with other hobbies, let's say?
Uh, I I wouldn't really say that I have like a great deal of hobbies outside of fighting. I have obviously a family, which when I'm not in training camp takes up a lot of time because I sort of have to um, sacrifice a lot of time with them while I'm in camp and stuff like that. So spending quality time with them and just doing date nights and stuff like that, I find is important. You should make your family feel appreciated the same way that they make you feel. But we love going on holidays and going on holidays might be one of my favorite things to do. I've made a few like good overseas trips. I've been to the States a couple times and been to Thailand a couple times for like to train over there. And yeah, I mean, I like to see the world, man. That'd probably be when I am done with fighting, that'll be my next sort of bucket list thing is to just go country hopping a little bit and see what the world has to offer. Like once my body sort of says I'm done, and that's it. It's like, all right, well, if we're time to relax now, let's go at least enjoy ourselves, seeing something else. Oh, and I like playing video games. Video games are cool too, man.
And about like traveling, how did you like Thailand? Because many fighters goes there for training, and everybody is like super cool about it, super like happy that it was a great experience.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun over there, man. I got to meet some really cool guys over there. I met Calvin Gastelum and I met Molly McCann. And Molly McCann might be like one of the coolest people I've ever met. Actually, she was real cool, fun to hang out with, and taught me some cool stuff. In terms of the training over there, I trained at Bangtao, and they got the Hickman brothers there. Um, and both of the Hickman brothers are great. You got Brad Quake Riddell there. He was a good trainer too. And then you've got some Thai guys there who I don't know their names, but those guys have just such a huge knowledge of experience. Those guys have had some of them have had 400 plus fights in Muay Thai, and it's like you can't really get that knowledge probably anywhere else in the world besides Thailand, I suppose. Yeah. The only thing I didn't like about it was, there's people from all over the world, and obviously some people have different hygiene standards, and you sort of get like the stories of people getting, like staph or ringworm or pink eye. I actually got ringworm while I was over there, and I got pretty bad like gastro as well. So The gym does their best to keep it clean, but there's only so much you can do when there's, 60, 70 people on the mat a day, all training in one spot. So that's probably the only downside, I think.
Yes, definitely. You have to be careful. And let's say
Exactly.
it will be last question, but let's say that you have a UFC fight booked, and you can pick any like country, any place in the world to have this fight in. Which country would you choose?
Oh, man, that's a hard one because there's so many places, like stadiums in particular, that I would love to fight at. But I think I would love to fight in New York at, Madison Square Garden. I feel like maybe that probably would have to be, the biggest. That'd have to be the biggest place for fights. Muhammad Ali's fought there, and Floyd Mayweather and Tyson, and all the great guys have fought at Madison Square Garden. But then again, like, to fight in Australia in front of my home team, like my home crowd, that'd be amazing as well. Um, I feel like I would just like to do all of them, but if there was number one, Madison Square Garden would for sure be the place to go.
Yes, many very great fights were there, and like also Derrick Lewis against Daniel Cormier
Yes.
was one time a main event of UFC. So
Yep.
okay, Michael. So many thanks for the time and for conversation. Of course, I hope that you will win your next fight. You will be as active as you are right now, but maybe you will challenge for the title really, really soon.
Yes, sir, man. Speak it out loud. We'll manifest it.